Okie dokie. Well, for all intents and purposes, I guess we're on. So, if you see my head, forgive my head. I'm just getting a few things set up here. So, give me a few seconds. I never really specified an exact time that I would be on. So, also forgive that. Okay, so give me 1 second. Alright, let's post that. It's a very ugly post, but Evelyn, how are you? Good to see you. Just give me a little second there. I'm getting everything kind of straightened up here. Pardon my head. All right. Um, I've been doing a whole bunch of cartoons as of late, and so I'm yet doing another one. This one here is I would think that this one is another anime. This one's Vampire Hunter D. Okay, and this one here will be a painting that I'm going to do in a different type of technique, more or less the lost and found technique type of thing. All right. Now, me being here on YouTube, it may take a few minutes for people to come in, but I'm going to get started right on it. And as they come in, I will explain what I'm doing. So, I only have two colors. Two colors will be all I need, and that will be white and black. All right, and I'm going to get a brush, and it's going to be really odd looking, very abstracty looking, just all around strange. Um, until we start, getting into the finer details of it. I'm going to try to do most of my work with this giant filbert brush. All right, okie dokie. And like I say, we're going to get right on to it a little bit here. I am going to mist. I'm not going to use any glycerin. All right, I'm going to spray the board here. A little bit of water. I'll be using this water quite often. It's gonna run and drip down the sides and all of that good stuff. But we're gonna get a nice kind of cloudy look through all of this. Okay. And the first thing I'm going to do is color it all in just like this. Let the water do its thing with it. It's okay. Let the water run, drip downward. I'm gonna let all that water work for me, more or less. Like that. Come up on top here. We're gonna do the same thing here. Right up in there. We're gonna do a lot of odd things with this. Okay, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. But once again, you'll see. I'm gonna mist it a little bit more, right up around there, and just let it do what it does. We're gonna have our little fun with this here and there. So right now, none of it makes sense, and I wouldn't expect anybody to try to make sense out of it as of yet, but it will. Just let it run and do what it's doing. There's a reason why I'm adding all of this water to it. Like I said, this is more like a lost and found uh, technique type of deal that I'm doing right now. I know it looks a little weird, but trust me, it'll all be straightened out after a while. I promise it will. It'll somewhat make sense in a while or two. Maybe going more stronger into the black as I'm doing this. And it will be getting darker and darker. Hope you're doing well. So far it looks like it's just us chilling out right now. Yep, I'm gonna let some of that run. Let it do its thing. All of this is fine. It's okay. Let it run, let it do what it's doing. It's okay. You've probably never seen anything much happen like this or done like this before. But believe me, there's a rhyme and a reason for why I'm doing what I'm doing. Looks kind of odd, I know. But everything will start to, like I say, form and shape as I'm doing it. Everything will be kind of um, probably around in this area here. In that direction. And we're going to make it kind of black here. I'm going to start using a smaller a smaller brush in a second or two. I'll start fine-tuning all of this scribble you see. And it'll start making sense in a second or so. I kind of like that. I'll keep that. Just like that. Hey, what's going on, boss? How are you? You seen the back signal? How's it going, Ben? Hope all is well. I'm pretty sure some more will pop in here after a while. I'm doing a character called Vampire Humter D. Okay, and it's more or less what I'm doing is the lost and found method. Oh, okay. I understand. No problem. It will be on. Replay if you're not able to stay. Um, like I said, I do understand. So while this is bleeding and leaking over and doing whatever, I will let the center part just get tacky. Okay, I'm not gonna really concern myself with the um, with the with the figure right now, because I've gotten pretty much what I need to have to work on with a little bit. How you doing, Lori? I am continuing once again my cartoon series. The publisher, after he's gotten, what did I send him? I sent him Popeye and Mighty Mouse. After that, I did the clown. Um, and then he had me do two more. So vampire. I did the cartoon with the 8 on its chest, and then Vampire Humter D. Okay. All right. And right now I'm picking a brush that I can manipulate and use for more like a misty, cloudy effect. Now that I got all these gray tones mixed in there, and it looks kind of creepy and odd, and that's fine. That's kind of what I want. It's more like I say a lost and found kind of thing going on there. All right. I'm trying to find a brush that I think that could help me out. I think I found one here. Okay. And it's some really it's a kind of a stencil brush. Okay, looks like that. Okay, this can be kind of time consuming. Well, the last cartoons I've done, I have not made any tutorials from it at all. Okay, none at all. Okay, now I'm just taking just regular gray paint. Okay, and I'm gonna just go in. I'm gonna pick a spot right about in here, and we're just gonna kind of play around with all sorts of shapes right now. It should be lighter than this, but we're gonna make it work. I'll just take a little bit now because everything's closed. Okay, everything is shut down, kind of closed. So I had to get my paints. Obviously, I'm not able to get a hold of titanium white unless I order it online. So what I'm doing is just using chalk paint for my titanium white. It's thick paint. And basically, all I'm doing now is just toning in what I've already put down here. And it will come together, I promise. Just using a little bit of white, just like that. Fade it in a little bit into your wet gray mix. And it will start having little cloudy looks to it. And I'm not gonna keep them going in one direction. They'll be kind of all over the place. Different directions here and there, like this. just keep on going with the tones. Some of them, most of it will be lighter gray. It has to have a contrast with all the light gray. The darkest thing I need is the figure. The figure has to be pretty dark. But right now, I'm just building off of all of the tones and such that you see in here. That's it. I went a little heavy with the gray on this side, so I'm kind of bringing some of it back. I can even take the tiniest bit of black and mix in some dark in that. And you'll see me do a lot of this throughout the whole thing. So it's gonna pretty much look like either mist. It's gonna look like yeah, pretty much like smoke, mist, stuff like that. And we're gonna get pockets of dark. I'm using the smallest amount of white, and I'm just kind of stirring it in there. It'll be all around, and everything is going to be built up from this. Smallest amount, I'm just using the tip of the brush just to kind of scumble in some tones here and there. Hey Bruce, what's going on, man? It's good to see you. I'm continuing the cartoon thing. This will be Vampire Humter D. I'm using the lost and found technique, more or less kind of shadowing in the figure. Okay, I'm just scumbling some white, mixing it into the gray, which is a little dampish. Okay, so it's not total white by the time I'm done, but I'm just putting it will look like a series of just clouds and whatnot going on. And I'm just using the white right now just to scumble in some little highlight parts. It's not going to be totally bright white. It's going to be like a muted gray color. But it's just me building and keep building and building the tones, where I want to go with it, how I want to do it. Now I got a little bit of black. I don't want to add too much black yet. I'll do it in pockets, but not everywhere yet. And because this is more of a comic type of thing, and it's not four color, so you kind of have to make do with the black and white aspect of it. So get as many tones of gray that you can. But yeah, this is the first one that I've actually put on camera. Popeye, Mighty Mouse, and all those guys I didn't do on camera. I just did them at the house. One, I work much faster when the camera's not on. Okay, and let's see if I can tone some of this gray in there a little bit, just like that. I'm just getting a little bit of black. I'm gonna throw a little bit of dark in there. Just using various shades and tones of gray. Looks like I'm gonna be spraying this some more because I want varying degrees of grays, of blends. Right now I'm just scumbling. It's just all dry brush right now. There's nothing wet or damp. I'm not using any glycerin, anything like that. Okay. And we'll be fine-tuning this as we move along. Let's get a little something here. Like that. I didn't add any more water or anything to it yet. I probably will when I get to the black, just for differences in tone. And I don't really want a sharp edge, so it's going to be all misty and clouded out. And I'm really rubbing into the gray paint, so it's not totally white until I really want the highlights. So I'm still looking at it, still looking at it. Okay, let's get a little bit of water, just a little bit. Okay, I don't want it totally on my brush all the way. I'm going into my black, mixing it in with the water. Okay, so it kind of looks like that. It's like a little water on the brush. All right. Let's pick a spot. I don't know why I keep wanting to go over here, but we're gonna go over here and just kind of get some more black. Just a touch of black. Now there's water underneath the brush, underneath the bristles where I'm adding the black. So it kind of washes it out for me, because I don't need nothing stark black. And only a little bit of black, the water will take care of it as in fading it out. Like so. And I'm going in different directions. Okay, maybe I'll pop on this way in this direction. Just like that. So it's the same premise as using the white. I'm just adding black. All up in here. And we're just dealing with a bunch of tones and tints and shades. Tints and shades, really. And values of gray. Now if I'm to do this again, right, in black and white, like I'm doing right now, and eventually if I wanted to get to add color to this, all I can do is take whatever color that fancies me, turn it into a glaze, and glaze the whole thing. Because gray, in its very values, is a very forgiving color. Okay, so one is neutral and it's very forgiving, so you can get away with all sorts of stuff with gray. Add whatever color you want to it. All right. Okay. So once again, I gonna moisten the brush a little bit. I'm taking some of the water out. I got the towel on my lap here. Get the smallest amount of black. You know, a few bits of black, not much. And like I say, if I want to come here, all right, and all underneath that color is the water. All right, I get a little more black than that. That's not really showing you nothing. Let's get a little heavier black. Let's like that. Okay. So basically, same premise as I did the clouds. The white or the light gray clouds. So if I want to bring some of that darkness back, I can, without it being overpowering. Just scumble away. See, and I don't want a sharp line. Make it look very misty, very mysterious. Shade it in, tone it in. And this is just acrylic mixed in with the water. So all of that scumbling and all of that other craziness that was adding to this, it adds to what I'm doing. It basically, it's just a play on light and dark. Just a play on light and dark. Make it travel around a little bit there. I can still keep the intensity, I just don't want a sharp edge. Missed it right out there. Once I feel I'm done messing around with it like this, then I'll work with the figure. Okay, which won't be as bad as you would think, because most of what I'm looking for is already there, and it's really fine-tuning all of that fun stuff. All right. But once again, lost and found technique in doing this. Okay. One more time, I'm taking the brush, dipping it in the water. I don't have the second camera on here. I'm just taking some white, and we'll try to get it like a little misty, halo-y type of effect, more or less. I'm gonna go way up here with it. I got the paint on the top, but it's watered down on the bottom. So you'll see what I'm getting at here. And I'm just using a line of white paint. All the rest is on the bottom, underneath this brush. It's just water. It's pretty, wet. So more or less it's like a glaze. Okay, go around in here, get it pretty close there to where the cape is going to be. Now white usually tends to lend itself to being kind of chalky. Okay, especially titanium white. So I'm trying to get all the bright spots in there. Keep it bright, but lose the hard edge. And remember, I'm using water, so once most of that water dries up, you'll still see underlying things happening in there. Okay. Let's put a little, let's tease a little something up in the cape a little bit like that. Now, as you can see, there's the intensity there. All right, but I don't necessarily want a hard edge. So we'll kind of mist that out, wisp it out a little bit like that. And you see a little bit of the cape in some of that little mist there. Okay, all of this plays in. Okay, I'll probably add more once I tighten up the cape. Okay. Now, as I'm doing this and I'm looking at it, because once again, it's all a play on light and dark. I get a little bit of the black. when I t- when I talk a lot, I have postnasal drip, so when I talk a lot, I get all. Um, I just cough a lot. Phlegm builds up and goes travels down my throat. I end up coughing. And you know, funny thing is with this little, don't know if you necessarily call it a condition, but it always happens at a certain time of night. It is the time of night that I usually come on to do these lives. Any other time, I don't hack and cough. But as you see what I'm doing, I'm playing around with a little bit of that darkness, a little bit of that light. Okay. So now you got different pockets of things happening and going on in here. All right. Truthfully, the darkest thing it should in this picture should be the cape, and it will be. It will be. There. Okay. I think I can. Hello, Jason. How are you? I don't know that terminology. AFK-ish. Yeah, I don't know. Yes, it is it is paper I'm working on. 11 by 15 inch watercolor paper. But I'm using everybody acrylics. Doing all of the misty stuff here. So let's start making sense of this mass right here. Like I say, once again, it's more of a lost and found um, method. I'm looking for, I guess I can really work it with this. I don't want to, but I guess this will have to do. I'm looking for my half inch, but this fella will work fine. It's a number 4 flat here. It'll work just as well. Okay, so let's start shaping up things, shall we? I'm going to go into my white, get a little bit of black, get a tone of gray that I can kind of differentiate from the others. Okay, and we'll start right around in here. dark, right up in here. Rub it right out. It missed right away. Same thing in here. Missed it right away. I'm using the bare edge of the knife, like so. Okay. Then you start messing with tones and shade and all of that good stuff. I can start blocking things in that I don't want. See what I mean by light, lost in shade, lost and found. All right. It starts looking like a human figure of sorts, and you just keep messing with it till you get a lightness or a tone that you're looking for. I'm gonna keep dealing with the white till I get it to the lightness that I'm looking for. Now with acrylic, I'll do it this way. Just gotta be mindful of where I'm at, what I'm doing. There, put the belt buckle right there. Don't be afraid to use your finger. Get that nice fade in like that. Okay. That can go a little darker. I'm gonna still use. I got the white. Like I said, you're dealing with different tints and shades now. So I never, the white never left the brush, but slowly start building up shadows on your character here. That foot disappears in there like that. All right. So I think you guys starting to see, the hint what's going on here. Okay. So I'm just getting the general shape of things right now with the figure. Okay. I'll be working with a smaller brush for finer details here and there. Ooh, excuse me. Boy, I go through a whole lot of mess when at this time of night. Well, hello, Johnny. How are you? It's good to see you. Working on yet another comic related painting. It's Lost and Found Technique. Vampire Hunter D. Okay. getting a little water, a little bit of white, gray it out a little bit, just a slight bit here. Okay. Actually, it's just to smooth that out. I'll bring it down here and lightly wear that downward. Okay. I will be working with a you'll start seeing things kind of form as I do it here. Okay, I'll leave that alone, let it tack up, let it do what it's got to do. All right, let's start adding in some details to the cape and stuff. Okay, so right up around in here, I might want it right in here. We'll play with that outside cape, which will be pretty much right in here. Okay. Now I'm taking a little bit of white and we're getting a flow going, even as crazy as it looks, getting a flow going with that outside area of the cape here. Even though I'm adding white to it and it's just a lighter form of gray, I'm gonna keep messing with it here, especially around, because this is the outside of the cape. The light's kind of hitting it and it's kind of coming over here on this side, so it's like that. But I'm keeping with the flow of the cape. The light is hitting it brightly in one spot, and we'll keep it in one spot like that. Okay, like that. Okay, there. Now, got to make the rim of the cape a little strong, where you can kind of see where it's going there, right up in there like that. Kind of add some stuff in there like that, narrow it down a little bit. Come here. Everything's directional also. Let's go here. Everything is directional. Now we'll keep it like that. We'll let it kind of tack up a bit. So I'll just work on the one side for a split second. Let's go with, if I can find it. I'll work with this guy. This will do fine. Now my black paint and my white paint, like I say, is relatively thick. If I add water to it, I got to be extremely careful, because I don't want it really to turn grayish on me. I want the black kind of to stay black. Okay, but here we go. Now we're gonna make what I want solid black to be solid black. Now we're gonna start refining that cape a little bit. It's still raggedy and ragged. The cape looks like it's been through a battle, and that's kind of what I want it to look like. Okay, but now when it comes to like the forearm here, see, this is where you want your black kind of to stay black. Okay, now you'll start to see volume and once again the shape. Like I say, it's more of a lost and found technique, not as detailed or there. I'm just feathering here toward the end. I don't want the cape to be perfect, so we'll feather and raggedy, make the cape nice and raggedy there. Okay. What I want to be dark, I can feather that too. Just feather it, just like that. Up in here, back and forth, or go the other way. Kind of feather it a little bit. See that? Okay. Just like that. Okay, we're gonna work a little bit on the other side too. Wherever I might want it. Now I want the let's go here. Let's kind of curve it upward like that, and let's kind of make it kind of look kind of batty like that on that end there, and we'll kind of darken it up right about here. I want some light and stuff to happen here, so let's press and kind of directionally put it in that direction like that. Your mind's eye start seeing different shapes and different ways to go about certain areas. Okay, let's go here, and we're gonna go like this, like that. But I'm gonna take, this is gonna look crazy. I'm gonna take a little bit of white, a little bit of black, and all in this area we'll just go like this, just like that, and we're gonna get some more white and play in it like that, thicker white there, just in different directions for 1 second, like that. Okay. Hey, Six Stacks, how you doing? Lost and found method, much like what watercolorists do, more or less. Okay, and I'm gonna very delicately, if I can get away with it with this brush, we'll see in a second. Yeah, I can. It's gonna look like folds of cloth. There. Let's get a little bit of white, because this stuff is still kind of wet, and like almost, let's say you're picturing painting a wave, that type of stroke. Like that. Hello, Marilyn, how are you? All right, let's get some gray mix here. A little bit of tiny touch of black here. Not much water, but just a little bit here. And we're gonna start playing with let's go right here, and we'll wisp it, and we'll wisp it, and we'll wisp it. And I'm just building off of where I think the cape will be, like so. take a little bit of that black and we'll make some of that disappear from up here. So a lot of it, what I'm doing is a lot of back and forth. Okay, that's all. Go from the dark, go back into it again. Just like that. So you make it go wherever you want it to go. Okay. All right. Going back into my dark. Thick black. And we'll start really deepening some of these shadows in there. Just got to be careful. I still want certain areas of the cape to be kind of misted out, like all up in here. Don't have to be that dark, you can mist it out. And some of the, when I add more of the fog, after I get done with the cape here, it start being misty and everything, and I can add more of those effects to it. I'll do something with that. Let me get the black solid. Let me get the solids in first. Okay. Okay. See how that's starting to come out now. Okay. Lost and found technique. Very very loose type of thing. Um, it's not really quote unquote an exact science type of deal, and it's not supposed to be. I'm playing around with a gray that is dark but not exactly all black. Okay, that's basically what I'm doing right now. See, something like that. And then I'll just overlap and kind of get it a little slender. So it's like in the dark, but kind of not. And all up in here, I'll just fade it. All sorts of slick little things you can do like that. Because it's not a full gray, you follow me? Or full black. Go like that. See that? So you can play with all sorts of slick stuff, all that darkness within the darkness there. Um, all sorts of cutesy little things come out here. Let's kind of just like that. Now I'm gonna take a little line of white, a little bit, because again I gotta press in one of those numbers there, overlap a little bit. See this? All them lines there. You kind of more or less like I do a flower. All right, there. So So it's just a little guide to, kind of tease you on where to go, what direction to go. Okay. All this stuff here I want, but it's too dark or too light. Excuse me. Let's make sure that it's fairly dry. If it's fairly dry, then I can just kind of glaze over all of that. See how I can deaden some of that? It's still there, but it's, the water kind of kills all of it overtly, but it will dry. It will dry. Don't worry about that. It will dry. There. I'm just getting a little more white. I just want to tease some more brightness out of this. Now remember, if it looks a little too bright, remember it flattens out and it gets dark again. That's that thing about acrylic paint. Okay, I don't think I need to deal with anything else like that with that. Okay, let's go up in here. There's a fold here, right out here. I kind of want it to be out there, but then again, I don't. I do and I don't. So we'll fade it a little bit. Only on one half. Kind of curve it up in there like that. Fade some of that out. Okay. Let's have this one come here and you curve it in there. Like that. Just give it a swift curve. Just like there. Okay. You're not going to really see too much highlights underneath all that cape. Not too much. Not too much. I'll give it a slight bit of something, but you're not going to see too much of that in there. Okay. All right. We're going to go with yet a smaller brush. The more detailed it needs to be, the more I'll start using smaller brushes for it. All right. So we'll add some minute little detail-y things that kind of need to be in there. I gotta pick a spot here where I can do a little blending, getting a little bit of black, a little bit of white. Trying to get a nice version of gray, yet still keep it a little bit watery. Okay. All right. I don't know if you guys are close enough to see. Yeah, you guys are. I don't know if you're looking at it on the PC or on the phone, but I think I'm close enough you guys can kind of see maybe what I'm doing. Give me a second. I never put the focus on before I do this. I don't think about it until it's time for me to do something. Okay, it should come in nice and sharp on you guys now. And I'm just getting the semblance of a hand. Don't have to really see too much detail on the hand, but the hand is there. Like so. I'm getting a little bit of white. And maybe the thumb is showing a little bit more. Something like so. Alright. Okay. Here's where it gets fun, guys. I don't like that part. This is another thing about acrylic. You can just wipe it away. I need something akin to ink for the black. So I'm going into the black, very, very watery. Now we'll start detailing a few things. I gotta be careful. Start detailing a few things on her hat. Now we're gonna have a little fun. Start shaping the head a little bit. I usually debate showing you guys stuff like this because it can be time consuming. And not too many people, when it comes to doing cartoons and things like that, not too many people are really that interested in it. I mean, it's fun. And depending on, if you want to do these for commissions, get paid for doing certain things. Some people will pay you quite nice fee for doing things of this nature. You could be apt to be able to paint just about anything. I kind of have an advantage when it comes to doing stuff like this because I started out as a comic book artist, so human figure and things like that. I've done most of my life since I was a child. So it's kind of sort of like breathing. Okay, let's get a little touch of white, shall we? As you see, when I add the white, if the black is still on there and the black is still wet, you see how it turns this nice shade of gray? Okay. Another sharp rim of white, just for that part of the hat. All right. Now, here's another thing I want to show you guys, or at least let you guys know about what I'm doing right now with the outlining of the hat. Now, the magazine that this is going into reduces the size of the art. So what might look like splotches and something really just like wrong will look incredible when it's shrunk, reduced in size. So most people, artists, comic artists or whatnot, we paint or we do these drawings on much larger paper because we know they're going to be reduced more than half. And when you do detailed stuff like this, it looks more impressive once it once it gets reduced. But we know that. So what looks like super nice, rich, cool detail is actually globs of paint or ink or whatever. You know. So it's a little trick there. Okay. So right now I'm just adding, like I say, just different variances, different tones. Okay. And here we go. I have to look at the monitor to see if you guys see what I'm seeing here. Yes, you guys do. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Let's go back to. I don't want to use this. I want to use. I guess I can get away with it with this one. Don't worry. You guys can't tell yet, but I will be highlighting the hair. Okay. All right. Start fine tuning some more. Start fine tuning. Start fine tuning the face. Can you guys still see it? Yes, you can. Okay. Let's do it this way. Get some fine hairs going there. Get some more black. There's a very, very, very thin line of ink and water mixed to where you can get your paint to yet be dark enough, but yet kind of flow, so it gives the impression of hair. Especially with such a tiny brush. Like I said, you don't have to add as many as you would think, because this stuff will be reduced. Okay, alright. Oh, this is just a liner brush. It's not a script liner. It's just a simple liner brush. Okay. All right. Right up around here, this can have something kind of curl like that because her hair's kind of. She's kind of witchy looking, crazy. Now here's the part where, like I say, it gets kind of tricky here. Well, one, I wouldn't use this paint. This is actual paint. Paint. This is not India ink. Okay, so I got to be kind of careful. I think that's actually good enough, really. Yours would look like a stick person. Oh, really? No. Really, Lori? Would it really look that bad? Be honest. Would it really look that bad? I'm going back into my black, my flat brush again. Certain things need to be more or less kind of hidden, like this. But watch this. Finger, finger. That's a little bit of finger there, shaded a little bit. Just being a little careful. There. Her outfit. Once I get done with the outfit, the texture of the outfit, um, it will be glazed over, so it will be even more mysterious, and it will sink in even more. All right. So I'm gonna get a nice load of gray here. I'll just put it right here. A little bit of white, a little bit of black. Let me take my little. I don't know why I'm. Let me just take it with me here. One, I can see it better. I gotta get a form of gray that should work. And I gotta get a texture pattern that will work with this. So now, if I don't know if I can necessarily say trial and error, but you know, we'll test it here on the leg. Uh, no, that's too thick. And when it's too thick, wipe it away. It's all right. You still got time. Just wipe it away. Let's see if that works. No, it's not dark enough. Add a little black to it. That might work. Let's see if I can get that texture though. Yeah, the texture comes in there a little bit. And basically all I need really is the texture on it. Like that. Texture goes in here too. Just a little bit. Up around in here. And all I need is texturing. I'm not really concerned about color. I just need the texture. Because it's all going to be glazed in anyway. But I still need the texture there. Now I will take a little bit of white and try the best I can to put that little bit of highlight texture in there like this. Okay, a little bit up here. Just like that. And right up in here. Right toward the center. Just like that. Okay. Okay. And let's see. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's let that tack up. Let's let that dry. It will take only a few minutes. Let's scumble in some more fog. So let's pull back a little bit, just a little bit, not too much. Right there's fine. Okay. We'll work on her face a little bit in a few seconds or so. Okay. Let's get a little bit of white and some water. I should take a softer brush and do this. I really shouldn't use the hard brush. So I'll do that. I won't use this stiffer brush. Let's use this little soft guy. So I'm just using a real soft hair makeup brush, eyeshadow brush or whatever you call it. I'm gonna dip a little bit of water in that brush. Okay, I'm gonna get a tiny bit of white, a tiny bit of black, just to tint that white just a little bit. Okay, trial and error. You got to get it at a certain kind of consistency where it's not gonna act really too crazy. More water than paint. Okay, and I'll just kind of, now that's too much, and it's fine. That's all right. There. See, I need a wash. And once it dries, you'll still be able to see stuff happening in here. So, it kind of fogs up and covers certain areas of the cape. Okay, that's all. The more you make it look like smoke or fog, the better. Alright. But you see, it appears to be going through things and all that. Kind of play around in here. Well, actually, let's add a little more white to that and do it again. There we go. Kind of come up here. See, if it gets a little too much, you just wipe it away. Okay, all adds to it. There we go. Just like that. Up in here, have it come this way, then up around here. Can you guys see that? Yes, you can. There we go. Very lightly go in different directions, like so. of a dry brush than anything else. Oh, let's do a little something up around here. Let's play around in there like that. It just brings her more into the picture. That's all. I'm using the tiniest bit of pure white. Just be careful with it there, because you can control your line weight. You can control your brush weight of how you do all of this. I think somebody's knocking on my door, and they're just out of luck right now. There. Like I say, obscuring certain things just brings the character into your painting, especially when it's kind of atmospheric and crazy like this. See, bring some of that smoke on the other side there. And I'm just using a few bits of paint. See that? Alright. And I come on the outside there. I just keep, and once you gotta be in constant movement. Alright, but look at that. See that? That's what you're trying to get there. Okay. Well, the dog might be in the, no, he's laying right there, so it wasn't anybody knocking. I think it was the cat. Alright. Okay, let's darken this. And we're just gonna get a slight glaze. I can actually use this brush for that. I'm just gonna soak it in some water. Get a little bit of black. I don't need too much of the black. Okay. And let's see. Let's give a tester right about here. Let's see how we look here. Cause I want it darker. Yep, this'll work. Just darken it. Just like that. Just darken it up a little bit. This disappears. This don't matter. Let's get a little more. I got water in here, plenty of it. There we go. See that? That's a little bit better. Ha ha. There we go. Yep. I can probably get it even a little, but I don't need it to be any darker. But I want that her other half back here. This has to be subdued a little more. This. And believe it or not, I ran out of black. It's embarrassing, but I did. I actually ran out of black. So I'm gonna just tap in what I can. Can't believe I ran out of black. Would you believe that? Up in here. There. So I got color, but I'm just tapping it in here. Just like that. Alright. Okay. This hurts when you don't have enough black, boy. There we go. There we go. Okay. Alright, let's get a little bit of white. Lighten that up a little bit in there. A little more white than that. Let's kind of tighten that up. There we go. Lighten that up. There we go. Yes. Yes. There you go. Who is that? Hey, how are you, Diana? Yes, I'm gonna pull back a little bit. This is another so I'll show you guys. I'll adjust the focus. Wait a minute. I want to take a second just to focus. There we go. Lost and found method, like you would do in watercolors, to establish the figure. Okay. And then you just tighten up what you want to be seen and what you want to be hidden. Okay. And for this image for her, I wanted the sideways with the smoke and her coming out of the smoke, with the smoke coming through her cape and everything. I think that would, that pretty much would work. So, all right, it's gonna be time for me to cheat here, guys, because I don't have any more black paint. I'm just gonna use the Indian ink. I do have black India ink. This is the traditional old school method of ink that our artists used to use when they did their comic book pages. Comes in a jar. Um, I'm pretty sure most of you of a certain age remember what they would look like. The little Pelican um, jars. I might not want it to be black. I might want it to be a little on the off gray side. Let's do something. So hold on for 1 second. Let me mix a quick gray here. Now, India ink and paint, not the best of friends. Okay, they're just two different properties. So I'm adding water into it, more for the sake of the paint and not the India ink. All right, two different animals. Okay. Anyway, let's pop a sword in here, right about here, just like that. See this? Because right now at this stage, it just needs to be represented. Um, Nice long handle there for her, and give the traditional ball for the sword, of course, just like that. And let's give her a traditional. Give her a nice long handle too, side handle. Um, Probably like around here, and it comes out this way. Nice long one, and it comes out to another ball right there. So you guys would know it would be a handle of sorts. Let's put the like so. It would kind of highlight that guy on that side like that. Bring some of that over here. Kind of lighten that up a little bit there. Okay. I'm looking. Look. Oh yes. I guess I would add a few features. Alright, let me dip a little bit of this India ink into this. Her face does not have to be too detailed. Simple reason. Well, you know what? I would be better doing that with a marker, so I'm not gonna go that route. I am gonna lighten up this India ink though. India ink is a very it's strong. I just wiped 99% of it off of my brush and filled my brush with water. And you know, it's India ink is strong, as you can see. See this? And I'm just adding shadow. Look at that. That's 99% of the ink wiped off the brush. It's crazy. Okay. There. That's crazy. Actually, it's so dark. See this? Look at this. It gets ridiculously dark. Look at that. And that's with all of it wiped off the brush. It's that dark. And it's different properties than where can I find something? Here it is. Different properties than acrylic. Remember, most of this is water, so it will evaporate. Okay. But the residual stuff will still be there, tone-wise. And it dries much faster. Well, hello, Kelly. How are you? Oh, yeah, you definitely got a show this morning. That's for sure. Usually, if I was going to do something like this, on a regular basis, I shall say, I wouldn't do it on such a small board. this lady is not joking. She's prepared to do business. Can you guys, as you can see, now her eyes very mysterious and it's underneath the hood, so you're not gonna really see too much of her eyes. Uh, she got like a little dot for a nose. I will put a semblance of a nose there, but like I say, underneath her, the eyes underneath the hat is be a little difficult to see. I'll bring semblance of an eyes. It would be hard to see, but the features are there. Her face is there. Okay, you just won't see extreme detail being this far away. Okay, not this far away. Like I said, she's pretty much obscured in mist, fog, smoke, cloud, whatever you want to call it, name it. And as far as I know, I think this is the last of the cartoons that I will be doing, I believe. Then again, who knows? I'm gonna send this one to him tonight. He liked what I've done with Popeye and and Mighty Mouse, so I did the other ones that he requested. Some of these that I'm doing, they won't see print until, I know a couple of them won't see print until almost Halloween. Um, so what I'm doing for him now is paintings, pictures for him through that will be set until 2021. So, okay, let's take the wrapper off. Let's take the wrapper off. Let's take the wrapper off, and let's see what we got here. Okay. I think with these series of paintings, I've never. Can I do an up close on her face for a second? I sure can. There you go. But this is what I did with the script liner. Okay. I believe you guys can see that quite well. I don't think I have to focus in anymore on that. I think that's pretty sharp. So as I'm taking this off, you see the detail I did with the paintbrush. I used to do all of my human figures or humanoid figures with a brush at one point in time. Okay. Yep, this is the lost and found method. You can see the cape here. Now what you're looking at right now is just the finer details. But if you were around and seen what I did in the beginning, you would think I've lost my flippin' mind. Okay, there go her hand. Alright. Her hips, her legs, her thigh. It goes out into the mist there. Okay. Some of the cape, well, the little folds and stuff and the material in the cape. Then the will be the fog, the smoke, and such. Okay. And I'll put it right about there. Alright, let's go back again. That's it back. Let's do it one more time. Yeah. Let's go up just a little bit here. Let's refocus this thing. Alright. Yeah, I used to do a lot of it's been quite a while, Diana, since I've done a figure. I'm not really called on much to do them. So, but with my buddy here, the publisher, um, I'm called to do. What have I done? I've done a dinosaur space alien. I've done. I just did a clown yesterday. Coco the Clown. I did Mighty Mouse. So I done Mighty Mouse, Coco the Clown. It's coming to me here. I did some anime figure today too. I posted that up. Eighth Man or something like that. Uh, there was something else I've done. I can't think of it right now. Mighty Mouse, Coco the Clown, Eighth Man, um, Vampire Hunter D. There was another one. I just can't think of what it was. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate it. Let me whack a frame on it. Let's show you what this looks like here with a frame. Obviously, I'll do it with the brown frame, which is originally for an 11 by 14 canvas paper. Um, but of course, I have to draw back a little bit. There you go. And once again, let's hit the focus button there. Looking kind of funky there. All right. Anyway, with the 11 by 14 with a wooden frame, it looks like looks like that. Okay. All right. With a black frame, this is the frame that actually fits this thing. She would look like that. Okay. That's what it would look like with a frame, black frame. Okay. Every Wednesday, 6 or 7 o'clock, somewhere therein, I'm here live on YouTube. Um, if I'm on Facebook, it would definitely be impromptu because I really wanted to. Okay. Because I don't really do the Facebook thing much anymore. Like I said, that would be impromptu and uh, because I want to, quite frankly. But this is where I do my work every Wednesday, if at all possible. I'm live. Um, every Monday is a premiere. Okay, I will be in the chat room with you. You can talk and have a good time and everything. So I do thank you guys for watching, checking this out. I appreciate it. Hope what I've done here, even though it's in gray tone, that it'll help you out in your artwork. When I'm on here, feel free to ask questions and everything. Unfortunately, with YouTube, I would have to answer it while I'm looking at the chat. And I'm looking at the chat right now. I don't see too many questions. Thank you, Diana. I appreciate it. But yes, this is her. Okay. I'm trying to think of anything else, and there is nothing else. Thank you guys. I do appreciate it. I don't know who would want to buy this, but I believe somebody in whatever genre would probably ask me for it. I was supposed to do it. Well, her hair is black, pitch black. Not very many highlights on her hair. I mean, I could have did it, but her hair is pitch black. I'm trying to think of anything else, and there's nothing that comes to mind. Nothing at all. Yeah, I would have done this larger to bring out the details and everything, But I think it it's all right. Came out fair. I like it anyway. But thank you. What about a silver frame? If I had a silver frame, I would show it, but I don't have a silver frame. Yeah, a silver frame would do excellent. Any kind of yeah, metallic frame, silver would do it justice. If you had silver with a black rim around it, it would. Anything that kind of accentuate its color, and silver would work. Either silver, metallic, gray would work. Yeah, definitely. And who is this? Michelle Messenger. Well, hello. How are you? You came just in time for the end. Thank you guys. I will have this posted on my Instagram and on Facebook in a few minutes. I do appreciate you guys coming through to watch. I don't think the time was too bad. Nope, exactly 90 minutes, which is usually my usual run time for something a little more detail. Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate you. Be safe out there, and I will see you when I see you, and take care. Thank you, Michelle.